Today, we're digging into a scene from the Testaments that left audiences absolutely stunned. A moment so disturbing it sent a literal shockwave through the entire fandom. So let's break down exactly what happened and why it hit everyone so incredibly hard. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. First up, we'll look at the seemingly innocent party that really set the stage for everything. Then we're going to walk through that horrifying dentist office scene, the one that sparked the huge outcry. After that, we'll dive into the raw, unfiltered reactions from fans, dissect what made this scene so chillingly effective, and finally, tie it all back to a mother's absolute worst nightmare. So the whole thing kicks off in episode 4, at what Gilead, of course, presents as a very respectable party. You've got these young women being groomed to become commanders' wives. But, as you can imagine, beneath that polished surface of teacups and polite conversation, something much darker is going on. I mean, for these girls, the stakes are literally life or death. A good performance means a prestigious marriage, maybe even a little bit of safety in this world. But failure? Failure means being shipped off to the dreaded colonies. Right, and this is where it all just takes a horrifying turn. It starts with what seems like a totally minor accident, but the way the scene is built, it creates this creeping sense of dread that just leaves you holding your breath. A ceramic bride baked into a cake. It's such a small, random piece of bad luck, isn't it? But it's that one moment that seals her fate. It's what leads her into a situation where she has absolutely no power and no protection. And get this, she's taken to her best friend's dad, a doctor. He's supposed to be a source of safety, of care. But this is Gilead, and in Gilead, even the most sacred trusts get twisted and used as weapons. This one detail, wow, it is absolutely crucial. It's such a quiet, subtle action, but it is so deeply unsettling. It's the signal that this is shifting from a professional setting to something personal and predatory. So she gets back to her room, she's all alone, and she's just left with this sick, sinking feeling in her gut. She knows something's not right, a terrifying feeling that something happened to her while she was completely unconscious. And then she sees it. The proof, the physical, undeniable evidence just sloppily relaced on her own clothing. And in that one moment, you see her carefully constructed world just completely shatter. Okay, so the second this episode dropped, social media just exploded. The response wasn't just, critical analysis, it was physical. It was gut-wrenching. And this reaction was everywhere. A shared sense of just physical revulsion. People said they felt sick. You weren't just watching this scene, you were feeling it, right in your stomach. Sometimes, the reactions were super short, but they just packed such a punch. It's this raw mix of pure anger and just complete disbelief, all in a few words. And that anger immediately turned into this powerful desire for justice, or, Gilead-style justice. People wanted to see him on the wall. But let's go deeper than that initial shock. Why did this one scene resonate so deeply and disturbingly with everyone? Let's really get into the anatomy of this horror. So what was it that made this so uniquely chilling? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was like a perfect storm of horrifying factors that the show wove together so expertly. First, you've got the absolute brazenness of the act. Men like Dr. Grove believe they can take whatever they want with zero fear of consequences. Then on top of that, there's the total failure of the system to protect her. She was left unchaperoned, totally vulnerable. But the cruelest part, it's the psychological indoctrination that leaves her confused, ashamed, and completely alone in her trauma. So you see, her own brainwashing becomes the weapon used against her. Gilead didn't just build physical walls. It built a prison inside her head, one made of shame and silence, making it almost impossible for her to even process what happened, let alone report it. And all of this, it all builds to one final, just heartbreaking layer. Because for those of us who have been watching from the beginning, we know this isn't just about a girl named Agnes. And that context just adds this whole other level of heartbreak, doesn't it? Because we know who she really is. We know she's Hannah, June's daughter, the girl her mother has been fighting for all this time. And it's just devastating. This fan comment really says it all. After everything June went through, all the fighting and the suffering to save her daughter, for this to happen, it's the ultimate tragedy. It's the very thing June was trying to protect her from. So that leaves us with this huge question. Yes, this was an absolutely horrific trauma. But could it also be the very thing that shatters her conditioning? Could this be the moment, the awful, terrible moment that finally awakens the fighter inside, the true daughter of June Osborne?